Welcome to this guided deep relaxation practice. My name is Laure and I'm delighted to be your guide as you take this time to care for yourself today. If this is your first class, guided deep relaxation, also known as yoga nidrā, is a meditative practice which instills a sense of deep stillness in your physical body, all the while your mind remains aware, enabling you to tap into different layers of your consciousness. This practice is usually done laying down on your back, but other options are possible, and I'll talk through some of those as I get into today's class. The theme for today's class is committing to your own self. This is slightly different than building a good resolution or crafting an intention, or sankalpa in Sanskrit. Committing to yourself is an understanding, a promise that you make to yourself to remain true to your core being, to your true nature. It is a tacit yet deep acknowledgement that who you truly are is worthy of being and deserves to shine its full potential to the world. It is at the same time the keystone to being at peace with yourself and the prerequisite to any self-realization practice, such as yoga, which you're practicing right now. Without that commitment, without that understanding, there is no alley for your true self to materialize, to exist out in the world. And it is this theme that inspired me for today's class. I've crafted a practice that will, hopefully, guide you to connect with your true self, hence creating a bond within and enabling this understanding, this commitment to shine your true nature, who you truly are, to the world. So you can start settling down for relaxation. There won't be any movement in today's class. If you already have a preferred position for your practice, you can go ahead and get set. Use as many pillows, blankets, and props as needed so that you can remain comfortable and warm throughout the practice. And if this is your first class, or if you want to explore another option today, I'd recommend practicing in fetus pose. It is very complementary to today's practice. And there are different options for that. You can lay on your side, either side, whichever one you prefer, whichever one is most comfortable to you. If you're choosing this option, place a small pillow under your head so that your neck can remain in the extension of your spine. Another option is to curl into child's pose. If you do choose that option, I'd recommend using many pillows and blankets to support your head, to support your shoulders and your knees. We will stay in that same position for at least 30 minutes, so make sure to take good care of your joints. Another option is to lay on your back in a supine fetus pose. Bringing your knees into your chest, you can place a large pillow or a folded comforter under your knees to support your lower legs so that you can relax your muscles. And it helps to wrap a blanket over your legs and tuck it under the pillow so that they will stay tightly in place. And if you choose this option, you can either place a very thin pillow under your head or no pillow at all if it's comfortable to you. This is to ensure that your neck doesn't curve up and strain throughout the practice. You can rest your arms on your belly or crossed over your chest, or hold something into your hands. We have a lot of nerve endings in our hands, so holding something can be very soothing for the nervous system. So take your time to make any adjustment, anything that is needed for you to be fully at ease. And I'd like to mention that my guidance is an invitation, and you're just as welcome to accept it as you're welcome to leave it aside. If something I say does not resonate with you in the moment, feel free to take a break, give yourself permission to adjust what I say to something that is better suited for your needs in this moment. So once you're comfortably settled, you can close your eyes. I will watch the time for you until the end of class. And to start today's practice, this practice that is dedicated to committing to your true self, let your mind do what it wants to do. This may seem counterintuitive, but give it a try. You may be surprised. Let your mind be free. Let it think, let it feel, let it dwell, let it crave, let it rehash. And be curious to see where it will go, what will come up. Let your mind wander off, let it get lost, let it roam and journey on its own freely. All the while, be aware of the twists and turns that it takes. Be fully cognizant of what's happening as it runs loose, free-spirited, boundless, and unconstrained. Yet, as much as possible, remain uninvolved, observing from afar. And you can repeat to yourself, I intentionally give my mind permission to be free. And then observe the rush of thoughts, feelings, sensations that arise. Try not to get involved, to mingle in what unfolds. Notice what happens when your mind is free to do what it wants to do. And notice if over time there may or may not be a slight shift that happens. Very subtle, a sense of disinterest that slowly starts to creep up. Notice if your mind, now that it is free to do anything that it wants, notice if it starts to detach from thoughts and feelings, if it starts to release its hold on cravings and yearnings. Notice if it becomes dispassionate, unexcited by the ability to race frantically, restlessly. Notice if, once free, your mind distances itself from thoughts, sensations, and other desires. As you keep repeating to yourself, I give my mind permission to be free, notice if the flow of thoughts, feelings, or sensations has now trickled down to a quiet stream, barely noticeable. Observe, still passively, if your mind tends to settle. Does your mind gradually become stiller? And whether it does or it doesn't, still let it be free. Let it do what it wants to do. Be aware of what is happening, but don't interfere with its own process. Let your mind keep its freedom to do what it wants to do. And now, as your mind eases into stillness, because that is its state of choice, its innate state. Now that your mind found its natural state of stillness, take a deep breath in through your nose and a slow, long breath out through your mouth. One time more. Deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. And in this newfound state of stillness, bring to your mind your intention for this practice. If committing to your true self is the bow, then your intention or sankalpa is the arrow. It is the means through which you can reach your target. While it may feel like your intention is a target in and of itself, it is truly a step, a milestone on the way to your self-realization. So to build your intention, connect to your heart center, that place deep at the center of your chest. And feel the warmth that emanates from this place. Like a soft tingle, a gentle vibration at the center of your chest cavity. Allow yourself to listen to the messages of your heart, your mind, and your body to form your intention. Let them reveal to you the transformational element that can lead you to the deep personal growth you seek. And once you form this intention, repeat it 3 times in your head. And stay connected to that warm tickle at the center of your chest. As you breathe in, feel it radiate outward as a halo spreading into your chest. And as you breathe out, feel it focalize and strengthen back into a core sensation, a pebble at your heart center. Breathe in, feel this halo diffuse the warm vibration further out in your body. Breathe out, it concentrates and intensifies deep into the center of your chest. Breathe in, it expands to your whole body now, a warm tingle in your whole body. Breathe out, it collapses as a fiery pebble at your heart center. in, feel the halo expand further and further out, far beyond the shell of your body. Out, it bundles at the core of your chest. Keep breathing this way for another minute, letting the halo of warm, tickling vibration expand as far out and around your body as you can. Now, on your next out breath, instead of a concentrated pebble at your heart center, bring this halo down to englobe your whole body again. Sense this halo of warmth, this tingling vibration in your whole body. In your whole body. And stay there. Stay with this sensation flowing in your entire body. From your head to your toes, feel your whole body connected to your heart center through this warm and gentle tingle. Feel the vibration of your heart center resonating throughout your body. Visualize that halo of warmth enlivening every cell in your being. And now, as you picture that halo circling your entire body, start to see it shrinking down very slowly. See it narrowing and feel the warm tingle, the vibration now only reaching as far as your ankles, your wrists, and your forehead. Feel as the outer edge of the halo contracts. The circle narrowing. The tickle now down to your knees, your elbows, and your nose. That halo diminishing slowly and steadily. Now only going as far as your throat, your shoulders, your hips. Only perceptible in your torso and your back. That halo getting smaller still, constrained to your chest now. Reducing further until it finally goes back to that intense, concentrated sensation, that pebble at your heart center. And stay with that strong feeling at the center of your chest. Notice how warm, familiar, and soothing it feels. An intimate connection to yourself. A special link that is only yours, that only you can access. A bond as a lifeline to your own self. A bond that is always there, that you can always trust, that you can always rely on. A bond that always and only leads you to you, your true you. And now imagine that you find yourself in a lush forest. All around you are dense woods, tall and heavy trees. There reigns a calm and peaceful atmosphere, a benevolent essence that warms your heart and soothes your mind. You walk at ease on the earthy path, meandering between the trees. Every step reveals a new landscape, like a series of small snapshots, each one a piece of a bigger picture. You wander carefree amongst the trees and plants, taking in each scent, the beauty of each flower, the melodies of the singing birds, and the soft caress of the breeze on your skin. At a sudden turn in the path, your ears catch a sound that strikes painfully against the wonderful symphony played by the forest. Like the chord of a violin snapping, an off-tone note that disrupts the harmonious music. You realize it is the moan of an injured animal. You decide to get closer to see if it is safe for you to help. You soon arrive by the sides of an ailing young. It must not be older than a few weeks, and it has hurt itself, falling into a ditch. It seems frail and peckish. The little animal shows no sign of having been nurtured, so you conclude it must be orphaned. Your heart aches for this young animal, and you decide to bring it back to your cabin and take care of it until it is fully healed. Day after day, you feed this vulnerable little being, nurturing it and helping it gain strength, being present and comforting it, even consoling and hugging it when it seems sad or distraught. With all you can, you support this innocent yet strong-willed little creature, encouraging it and guiding it, acting as its guardian that it no longer has. And the day comes when it finally is back on its feet, able to fend for itself alone in the wild again, where it belongs. You can feel a strong attachment to this fragile yet brave creature. You sense the deep and strong bond that you created with this young, as you provided a safe, caring, and trusted presence. As you watch it gratefully run back to its freedom, its life in the wilderness, you realize that this animal is truly no other than the image of your true self, the core you, deep within your being. The vulnerable, innocent, yet strong and determined you, hidden deep inside of yourself. You realize that by nurturing it, providing care, trust, compassion, benevolence, and unconditional love, you've created a bond, a connection through which your true self can start to shine, free to explore its full potential and radiate it to the world. Let your mind flow freely with this experience now. As it is time for you to leave the forest, remember the young animal that you've rescued and the deep connection that you've created with it. remember the bond that you've really created with your true self. Picture that scene and see it shrink into a small pebble. Place this precious pebble back at the center of your chest and rest in the comfort that it is always with you. You can always connect with your true self and let its essence shine to the world. Rich of this knowledge, bring back your intention or your sankalpa to your conscious mind, the same that you've used at the beginning of the practice, and repeat it 3 times in your head. And then one last time, let your mind be free for a short moment. Let it do what it wants to do. Let it think, let it feel, or if it wants to be still, let it get back to its innate state of stillness. As this practice comes to an end, bring your mind to the sensation of your body laying on your support. Feel the grounding touch of your body against the sturdy floor. Sense each part of your body in contact with the surface of your support. A tangible, real, and perceptible contact. From your head to your toes, and from your toes to the crown of your head. Here and now, anchored in the present moment. And then slowly start initiating some tiny movements in your body. At first, maybe it's just the idea of moving, aware of your intention to move and what that would feel like. Then comes a bolt of energy rushing into your body and actually initiating the motion in your fingers, in your toes. The momentum slowly making bigger and bigger movements with your arms, your legs, maybe even swaying your head gently side to side. And let your body intuitively move the way that it needs, the way that it wants in this moment, making any stretch, any yawn, any curling up or shaking that feels right to get the energy and blood flowing again. Once you're awake and fully present, come back to a comfortable seated position. Let your body settle comfortably. Let your spine follow its natural curvature. And you can keep your eyes closed for now. If you'd like to join me in closing class, you can bring your hands to your heart, chin slightly bowing down. May you find it in your heart to commit to yourself and let it shine to the world, always. Thank you for your commitment to yourself and for your presence in this class today. Namaste.